Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at a book from Jordan's. Guide to Evidence is what it's called. It's this little book here. It's just over 250 pages long. It's published by Jordan's and APIL, that's the Association of Person Injury Lawyers. Its general editor is Glynn, and there are a large number of contributors who are listed on the back. I think it's an excellent little book. The index itself is useful right at the back. The body copy does have useful numbers, paragraph numbering at the sides there, and then there are a lot of footnotes and additional pieces of information that can be of assistance. What I have found helpful about this, there are a lot of cases, and also quite a detailed series of chapter headings. The point about this book, and it's an area I practice in, and I didn't have this book when I first started, which is a pity because it's a very useful guide and friend to us when we're trying to assess the merits of the evidence in a case, because these types of cases really do depend and turn on the evidence itself, and in PI in particular and RTA matters, it is very much a case that you've got to assess the evidence and see whether it's actually something where you stand a good chance of winning, because it can quite often be extremely difficult to gauge the strength of one side as opposed to another. Anyway, let me just talk briefly about the book itself. We've given it the title, For Person Injury Lawyers, a Detailed Practical Guide to Matters of Evidence in PI Cases. And what we've said is this: person injury, whatever its cause, can result in the widest spectrum of consequences, from mere inconvenience to the direst of personal tragedies. And Glynn, in his aptly titled Guide to Evidence, has covered precisely that. It's published, as I say, by Jordan's in collaboration and under the auspices of APIL, the Association of Person Injury Lawyers, and I think it's a very welcome addition to the little APIL Jordan's library of books that have been created. It's clear, concise and authoritative as a text, and it deals with virtually all aspects of evidence that are likely to pertain to PI claims. Evidence, as the author reminds us, forms this very foundation of any legal system, and no claim can succeed at trial or before without sufficiently good evidence to support its constituent parts. The book therefore focuses on the rules of evidence, how to use evidence, and what court-imposed limits are actually there in using the evidence. As I've indicated, you've really got to look at the strength of your case, because certainly in this day and age there are going to be quite substantial pressures on you to settle if possible. No properly advised defendant is going to admit liability, writes Glynn, or make a decent offer if the evidence is not there or cannot be used. Bearing in mind that the legal burden of proof lies with the claimant in civil claims, including person injury, there can be no proof, and therefore no successful claim without the evidence, and that of course is quite clearly the position, as evidence is often regarded as an opaque subject. So really this little friend, a lucidly written book, will warmly be welcomed, in my view, by practitioners as an additional help to us when we've got a particularly difficult one where the balance is so slight you don't quite know which way it's going to go. It's logically structured as a book, and it's got all of the main points that you'd be looking for in the sort of case that you are handling in this area. It's written, of course, by a team of experts in the field, not just Mr. Glynn, but a range of people who are listed on the back. And they have obviously given their expertise, and it's very, very gratefully received, in what is a difficult area of law for many people. Let me conclude by saying that this new work presents an erudite as well as a straightforward examination of what is a difficult area of law, and as you would expect, it contains all the things that you want, the cases, the statutes and so forth. Jordan's refer to this guide as essential reading for all personal injury and clinical negligence practitioners, and we would certainly agree with that. It's something I would expect a firm or a chambers to have in their library, because it's a book that I think will be actually regularly referred to. So thank you to Mr. Glynn and his contributors, and to APIL Jordans for an excellent contribution for us as professionals. Thank you. Bye-bye.